Okay, so for my original alien anthropology project, I went and observed actors at the Clarence Brown Theater here at UT, and I observed them while they were trying to memorize their lines. So there's a place in the CBT, it's called the Green Room, and it's kind of the actors' lounge here at UT where students will go, well, actors will go and they will memorize their lines there, and they will use their different methods to try and memorize their lines. And I observed them in how there wasn't really an easy way for anybody to memorize their lines, because the easiest way to memorize your lines is to have somebody else read them back and forth to you, and you respond to them by trying to say it yourself. So people don't have time to help other people, so people will end up doing things like writing them over and over again, saying them out loud. These things only last for like 5 minutes before people give up. So my assumption on all of this is that people will be people will people will be more likely to have sustainable methods in memorizing their lines, actors specifically, obviously, if they have somebody or another voice helping them to read along and helping them to be the other person in the scenes, because you don't need to memorize the other person in the scene's lines. So with this, with that assumption, I came up with the idea for an app that you would plug in the lines to. You could either speak them or you could type them yourself, and the app or the website would say them to you, and you would be able to hear it. It would be very user-friendly because once you plug it in, that could then be in the website for anybody to use. So if anybody else put in your script already, you wouldn't even have to put it in the first place. You could just use that other script and listen to that other script. For my experiment, it's a lot like what I already did. At least the first 30 minutes. So I kind of drew it out, and it's going to be kind of backwards on here. But I'll map it out. So for the first 30 minutes, I'll go back to that actor's lounge, and I'll watch these people in their normal day-to-day life and how they try to memorize their lines. So you can see you've got somebody saying they're going to memorize their lines. Excuse me, and they ask somebody for help, which people usually do, but they don't have any help. And then they end up just giving up after 5 minutes of doing it themselves. The next 30 minutes is where we come in. I would have me and 5 other friends in the room, and we would ask anybody who comes in to memorize their lines on their own if they would like some help. And we would be that other voice that would represent the app and the website in helping them memorize their lines. And hopefully, as the last slide can see, this would be sustainable and actually help them do it for the longer time and actually memorize their lines. And that would be my experiment.